welcome to Bestie Hotline.
Bring, bring.
I'm Kate Reeves.
And I'm Gemma Peanut.
And Gem confessed off the mic that she finds the opening of Bestie Hotline challenging.
Well, how many different ways can we explain dilemmas being turned into juicy lemonade?
I think everyone's over it. We just stopped doing it.
You couldn't.
No, we couldn't.
No.
What a stupid idea. Revs! Who called the Bestie Hotline today?
Okay, we're getting straight into it. We have a write-in. And DL's...
Every time you say write in,
Yeah, it sounds like write-in.
a ride in, I imagine someone
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
down the main street of DL land
Yeah.
with hear ye, DLs assemble. I have a dilemma.
See, I hear, howdy, German Revs, I've got a dilemma.
Well, howdy, German Revs. My mother-in-law's being a real prize pig on a hot Sunday afternoon.
Oh, dear. Well, shall we see what this non-cowboy ride-in dilemma has to say about the challenges going on in her life?
Yes.
My 4-year-old son often watches me put makeup, creams, etc. on and is always asking to try some. I don't think it's a sign of anything more than curiosity. He recently asked for some nail polish. Initially, my husband said no on the grounds that it's not made for kids, non-toxic, etc.
Okay.
Although I knew it wasn't true, that wasn't the motivation behind him saying no. He feels worried about our son being teased for being different and wants him to conform to social norms. My son was adamant, so I ordered him some kids polish. No nasties, etc. When it arrived, I didn't mention it, not wanting to encourage him, but after a couple of weeks, he remembered and asked for it, and so we put it on him. My husband didn't say anything as I'd already communicated with him the whole way what I was doing. He didn't want me to encourage it, which I am respectful of, but I don't want him discouraging it, which he was always trying to be respectful of. However, over the weekend, my in-laws take my son out for the day to a winery with a kids' playground, etc. When he comes home, I notice that the nail polish has been taken off. I asked my son, and he says they told him that he had to take it off. Now, my in-laws are fantastic to us, so helpful with the kids and food, etc. I love them and we have a great relationship, but they are boomers with more traditional and less progressive values. I feel uncomfortable about this, and I guess it is a gateway to a larger potential problem of them not sharing the same values as I have. I am passionate about making sure my kids know whoever they are, whatever they wear, and whomever they love, that they are okay and will have my support. I feel like my in-laws scoff at this attitude and believe that I'm encouraging him to try and be different. For the moment, I haven't said anything to them. Is it going to be confusing for my son to get one message from me and another from someone else? What would you do?
I am sick of this.
Same.
I'm fucking sick of it. We get a lot of these. And guys, it's nail polish. Take your fears and biases and whatever away from the kids. Mama, you are doing the right thing. Protect this boy at all costs. He should have the right to put on nail polish whenever he wants. Like, we get the whole, my son wants to wear an Elsa dress to preschool, but my husband doesn't want, he's scared he's going to get teased. Fuck off. That's not your fear. Your fear is he's a fruity little twink and that you won't be able to handle that.
Yeah.
You know, like, let this kid be who he is.
Which our DL is.
Yes,
but
our
look,
DL is.
I think the issue is, I think DLs at large will 100% agree.
Yeah.
We hope, because DLs are our people.
Yeah.
That like encouraging your kid to wear nail polish in no way, shape or form is anyone trying to turn anyone into anything.
As if you could.
People are who they are. Exactly.
People are who they are.
Exactly. However, I think
self-expression is not gendered.
it is
We
not.
we kind of think it is, but it's not.
No, it's not at all. But there's two issues at play here.
Yes.
I think the first one is the in-laws and how to deal with that, if to deal with that at all. And then the second issue our DL has is it confusing to my son to have two polarizing types of messaging? Now, that part of things I don't think is an issue.
Well, I think you're the most important, Mama.
Yes.
Like what you think and feel about and what you show him and what your
What you
attitude,
model at home. Yeah.
You know, that is everything. Now, is it confusing for mum and dad to have different attitudes? Yeah.
more so.
I think so. I think there's nuance in that. And I think kids are way more perceptive than because we are built as children to be seeking out danger. Where will I not fit in because that's not safe for me? Seeing dad's raised eyebrow or dad leaving the room or dad not engaging in this conversation, like it will have an effect. It will.
Okay, but how much should a mother take up this battle?
I would take this battle up.
Yeah.
Personally. And I feel myself. I'm dysregulated with this. I find this really frustrating. I'm like, come on, everyone. We're past this. But
I know.
We're not. I would take this one on and I would find a time, not in the moment, to sit down and say, listen, something is really on my mind. Something is really worrying me. I really want to have a home where our children can be themselves, whatever version that is, whenever they want, and express themselves however they want. You know, I know it seems small, but I think the nail polish is somewhere where we could just let him do what he wants. You know, I would bring this up. I really would. I would bring it up and say, do you think for me you could try being neutral or engaging with him on why he likes this nail polish? Why does he like this color? Oh, that looks cool. You know, celebrate him.
Yeah, I don't know. A part of me wants to really go for the jugular and go, this is projection.
Yeah.
And also, can we have a little conversation about when you say don't encourage him, encourage what?
Encourage what?
Verbalize it to me.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah.
Help me understand. What
Don't
am I
encourage
encouraging?
what? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What am I encouraging, babe? And ask that. And actually kind of put him in a corner and force him to say what he isn't willing to say.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when people have to articulate it out loud, they feel a bit fucking silly.
Yeah, it's good.
I would do that
Yeah.
if you're feeling emboldened
Yeah.
to, you know, or you're willing to pick that battle. And if you're feeling activated by this chat, you will have the energy for it.
And offer some alternatives to really tease it out.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't mind if he put on a fake tattoo, you know, would you?
It's no different.
Would you care if he put on a rugby jersey pretending to be a football player? That's extreme, but you know,
Yeah.
like,
No, I know.
Find some examples of other playful self-expression that kids like to do. You know, if you put a bit of hair chalk in, would that be where's the line and why?
Yeah, I would work on unifying you as husband and wife, as the parents of your child, to be aligned in this. I think you make a really good point, Rebsy, about like either engage or the alternative is to be neutral about it. I think
even then the neutral kids pick up on that too.
yeah, they do. But I think, but that's better than two opposing parents. Like what is very confusing for a child is if they hear mum and dad bicker and mum go, it's fine. And the dad's like, it's not, make him take it off. Like that's unacceptable.
Totally.
Grandparents, there is that one step away from the household, from the core
I would
family
still feel
unit.
inclined to say, please don't make him do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And mate, put it on you. I'm fine with him wearing nail polish. If you have a problem, just let me know.
Yeah.
Or something like try and circumvent.
I think that's good wording.
Yeah.
To kind of spit out to your in-laws. I would also go so far as to like keep putting it on. So that see if it happens a couple of times. I have a continual situation with my own parents where they don't like Iggy's hair being long.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they're bringing to this commentary. You know, perhaps it's an aesthetic thing, but they don't have a problem with Rafa's hair being long. But the comments continue and I just ignore it and I celebrate Iggy's hair. I straight up ignore it. I've already mentioned that, no, we love his hair long and it still pops up every now and then, but I don't think it's detrimental to Iggy at all because we reinforce at home how much we love his hair and that he has choice and agency over his hair. Because when he gets upset about me brushing his hair, I'm like, do you want to cut it like daddy's hair? Like you have that choice or you can leave it long like Rafa's, like whatever you want. And he's like, no, I want to keep it long. Like I check in with him.
Yeah.
And it is about choice. And if your son has specifically requested, no, I want to put that nail polish on, he should be allowed to because you wouldn't blink if your daughter asked the same question.
Exactly. And you've got to challenge yourself on this stuff because you can do damage. You can build shame in a child born without shame. You can't want to do that.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to be better than that. Come on.
But how do we feel about like, look, it's maybe it's not the same and it probably isn't. But you know, like with grandparents, because they are so helpful and often we feel indebted for the support that they give. You know, like when grandparents give sugar or ice cream right at dinner time or chocolate at 8 o'clock in the morning when they're walking the house or whatever. Is there a degree of like, okay, I'll let that slide?
Sure. Yeah. Because that affects you.
What do you mean?
If the kid has sugar just before bedtime, it doesn't really affect the kid. You know, the kid will
Right.
survive. It just affects you. But building even the smallest amount of shame or otherness in a child, that affects the child.
Yeah,
And for
that's
me,
fair.
that is a very clear line. Like, yeah, if my parents gave my kids sugar before, or let them have a late night or bought them something I would have made them earn over time, I would have been like, okay, cool, that's just grandparents. If they said something about their body, if they said something about, you know, like anything that's about wearing,
Detrimental to
yeah,
their sense of personhood.
sense of personhood or who they are or their self-expression, it's different. It's
It
just
is.
different.
You're right.
It doesn't affect me. It affects them, and I'm like, no, that for me is crossing a line, and I would say something.
It's a hill worth dying on.
It's a hill worth dying on. You don't have to be. I know I sound aggressive and combative now, but you don't have to approach it that way. You can ask ChatGPT to craft you a text, or you can craft a thought out text. You don't have to do it. Doesn't have to be confrontational. But you can say, hey, something I wanted to bring up. We really want to encourage positive self-expression. We don't believe it's gendered. We're really comfortable with Tim wearing nail polish and would really appreciate if you have a problem that you brought it to me and not him. Something like that. I don't know. That's not very articulate. But
No. But I think that's really good.
it doesn't have to be accusatory. It doesn't have to be a fight. It doesn't have to be tension even. It can just be like, hey, just a little note. We want it to be this way.
And do you know what? If they eye roll or if they
Let
have a
them.
problem, let them. Like you've got to go into this really letting go of any judgments they might have about your choices as a parent.
You'll be fine.
You will be fine. And more importantly, your kid will be better off.
100%.
I mean, body image is obviously a hot topic, especially our generation. We are sensitive to how we were brought up. If
Consent as well, hugs, forcing hugs,
all
forcing
of that
kisses.
stuff.
Yeah.
But I guess I just want to align this to body image a bit because if a grandparent said to a child, oh, you've gained weight or those clothes look too tight, your tummy looks whatever, insert awful comment there. I don't think you would tolerate that at all. So sometimes you got to call on that kind of energy because self-expression through makeup and nail polish should kind of be put on the same level.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think things like stickers, hair chalk, hairspray, tutus, necklaces, whatever.
Yeah.
Like we make them gendered. They're not actually gendered. They're just things, you know?
Stuff.
It's just stuff.
They're experimenting, and as they should. They're figuring out the world and themselves, and there is nothing that you should be doing to prevent that from happening.
100% agree. Good luck.
Good luck, DL.
Facebook group assemble. I know you guys will have had experience with this, and I bet someone out there has a great text they can share.
Or
We can all copy paste.
is there also a DL who had to write this challenging text, and can you preempt the outcome for us? Like, did you have a tricky reply that made you feel a certain way?
You know, I don't know. I would even stop that. Like, it's not your business what the
What
reply
people
is.
think, yeah.
It's not your business. Like, yes, it might be uncomfortable. Your job is to protect your son from this, I think. And I know protect sounds like a maybe too dramatic a word, but
I think a boomer would.
I'm sure they would. And
They would,
I
yeah.
know that kind of boomer who's like, oh yeah, you're encouraging, you want, and it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Just let them think that.
Or
And
they
like,
do that defensive thing being like, oh, sorry, we can't get anything right.
Yeah.
We're so evil.
Yeah.
There's that take on it as well.
Let water off a duck's back. You can handle it. You're the adult. Don't worry about what the reply is. The point is we're advocating for this kid.
Couldn't agree more.
We love you, besties.
We hope you have a weekend full of sparkles and makeup and nail polish and tutus and all the good stuff.
All the good stuff.
Yeah.
Sequins. Add some sequins and glitter in there.
And as always, DLs, we will be back in your ears bright and early on Tuesday with a reg ep.
With a regular episode. Mwah. Bye-bye.
Bye.